Hello everyone, this is General Hand Grenade. Welcome back to my war room in Prince George, British Columbia. Yes, we're back to the war room. I, I've been busy over the last week, like really busy, since the spring offensive began. We had a great time at the spring offensive, and then afterwards we went out to my cabin at the lake, just about all of us, and we went for a boat ride around Clucas Lake, and so we spent a day doing that, and then Madman Dan and Rank Carcass and I went back to the lake for a couple of days after that, and then we came back to the war room here, and we play tested a full game of 1914. You can see like the game has ended and everything. We played that. So anyway, that was a lot of fun, and it was also very helpful to get some fresh eyes on it, right? Especially good players. It's always good to have some good players take a look at the game, and they came up with lots of suggestions and lots of things that they picked out of the rules that could have been a typo, or maybe they didn't understand how it was explained, so obviously it needed to be explained differently. So I'm going to pass all that information on to my partner there, Colonel Bob, and real soon this game is going to be coming out, just a few months anyway. So let's talk about the spring offensive, because as you might remember, I had a contest that I started before the spring offensive began, and it was whatever I won from the spring offensive, I was going to pass on to one of my subscribers. I guess I probably should have been a little clear. I wasn't going to pass on these things, these medals. If you want medals like this, then you're going to have to come up to Prince George and earn them, right? Like nobody's going to give you those. But the prizes I got, we drew a name before. I think it was Madman Dan drew the name, didn't he? Anyway, I don't remember. It seems like a year ago now, because so much has happened since then. Anyway, we pulled a name, and it was John B. So congratulations, John B., and thanks to everyone else who entered the contest. John, you've won a prize, and I told you I'd tell you afterwards what that prize was, because I didn't know at the time, right? And I haven't been able to get to it because I've had house guests up until yesterday. Then I had my granddaughter's birthday party, and here today is the first chance that I've had. So let's take a look at that. Let's move these things out of the way. We'll take a look at the prize that you won. And let's see, here we go. First of all, courtesy of Doug at Historical Board Gaming, there are two $25 gift certificates. So John, if you want, like there's another thing that I have to send you, but if you want, when you get in touch with me, I can just tell you the codes of these, and so like you don't need the chips themselves. You can actually just spend your $50 at Historical Board Gaming as soon as you and I connect, and I give you the numbers, or I can mail you these. It's up to you, right? But anyway, thanks to Doug who helped us out with our event up here. He gave out all kinds of prizes for us to give away. Panzer King gave out a prize, $100 prize yesterday. I think it was Irish Commander, so congratulations to him for winning that prize. So John, there's your first prize. And the second prize, there's all kinds of stuff in here. Like I haven't opened this bag, but I've kind of looked around it. I'm not sure if it's all of the neutral roundels, but I think it might be. Like all of the neutral roundels for Global War 1936. There's lots of 3D printed pieces in here. Like you see, this is the Dutch battle cruiser, and there's all kinds of stuff in here. Got lots of historical board gaming pieces. There's a few chips in there. I think Panzer King just threw those in as filler. But like when you look at all the units that are in here, there's quite a few. But mostly it's the roundels that are going to be a nice addition to your table. And of course, you can buy whatever you want from Historical Board Gaming with your gift certificates here, or gift chips, I guess they're called. These are pretty neat. He just came out with these. I'm not sure where they are on the site, or if they are. Maybe they're just sent to us. I don't know. that's something like you'll find out if you go on Historical Board Gaming's website. I've been kind of out of the loop for a week, like I said, I've been busy, right? So John, if you could get a hold of me, just send me a private message on axisandallies.org. If you don't have an account there, you should, because there's lots of stuff on there, Axis and Allies related, and there's a forum for Global War 1936 there, as well as all the other games that are going to be coming out. Like there's one for 14, but there's hardly anything on there yet because the game's not out. But there's a lot of people ask questions on rules and things like that on there, and of course it's been around for years for Axis and Allies as well. All the different Axis and Allies games, not just one of them. So if you're not signed up there, then sign up, and I'm General Hand Grenade on there, just like on my YouTube channel. So you'll find me on there in a private message. And if there's just no way you're going to sign up there, I don't know, maybe you're banned or something. I can't imagine that. But then just let me know in the comment section of this video, and we'll find another way to connect, okay? But that's the easiest way to connect. I don't like to give out my email address over my channel because I don't have a special one for my channel, and I tried and I just didn't like that. And I get enough emails, right? I don't want any unsolicited emails, so that's why I don't give out an email address for this. Anyway, so that's your prize, John, and get a hold of me, and I'll get these off in the mail to you. And again, thanks for playing. So let me just talk about the event for a minute. I had a great experience, as I think most of the people there did. I think all of us did, actually. Like, we had a lot of laughs and everything. It was good to see everybody again. Hilltop Pillbox was the only guy I hadn't met previously, although him and I had talked several times on the phone and communicated in other ways. And it was really great to meet him. He's a unbelievably nice guy. Like, you think he's a nice guy, and then you meet him and you think, oh yeah, he's even nicer than you think, right? And all the other people that were there, like, we just had a lot of fun. It's always good to see my friend Rain Carcass again, and good to see Dan again. He used to live here in Prince George, but now he's moved away to Victoria. But everybody, it was great to see everybody. And Panzer King, he did a phenomenal job with the event. Like, he thought of everything. We were well fed and well taken care of. And I mean, you've seen the war room and his war room at Lions Den in the videos, and it's just an amazing venue to play in. I've been playing up there for a couple of years, so I'm kind of spoiled that way. But yeah, he just it's such a good time. And if you've never been to these types of events, these Axis and Allies, or this is probably the first Global War event, then I encourage you to go. Here, let me just move this around so you can look at something else. I'll let you look at the Middle East for a while. How's that sound? Anyway, go to these events if you've never been to one. They're a different level of experience when you're playing the game. Like, you probably just used to playing with your friends, or some of you maybe you don't even have somebody to play with. You just play the game by yourself, and I've done that a lot too in the past. Just set up a game and played every nation, right? Even that can be fun, but at some point in time you want to play other people, and you can play these games online, but it's not the same as getting together, like where you're sharing meals and you're joking around and laughing and going out to the backyard to make side deals and things like that. There's just a lot of fun, and the level of competition that you find at these events is generally higher than you're going to find in your own play group. Like, the level of competition that we had at this event was really, really good. The players were good, and when you get people that good together, then everybody's got a pretty good strategy, right? What you're looking for is mistakes. You're trying to capitalize on mistakes. And I want to address this, okay? Like, there was a point in the game where Tokyo was lost, and I had I seen lots of comments online on our videos. There was 5 YouTubers there, comments on there that the players there should have let that slide, like they should have let the Japanese player redo his placement of his units so that Tokyo wouldn't be lost. And those kind of comments, I can tell, would come from people who've never been to these events. Like, this is not your mommy's basement, okay? You're not playing against your cousin and your brother and your best friend. You're going to these events and you're playing against elite competition, some of the best competition you'll ever play against. When I went to the Grasshopper Invitational a few years ago, back in, I guess it was 17, that you had to follow every single rule to the letter of the law. Like, there was no forgiveness. If you made a mistake, well, that's good. Everybody liked that, because when, like I said earlier, when you got this many good people together, the only thing that separates you is mistakes. And so people want you to make a mistake. They don't give a shit if you're tired. They don't care that you're sleeping in somebody else's bed, or that you're eating restaurant food, or any other thing that slows you down. Like, we were all tired after playing Friday night and all day Saturday and into Saturday evening. Everybody there was tired. Nobody cares about that. That's something that you got to power through. And as far as blaming the other guys that were there, you need to stop doing that, because it's not their fault. Before we started the game on Friday night, I was deputized. Basically, I was given a badge, and I was told, everyone was told, that I was the rules guy. And I told everybody right then and there that this is not a democracy. That we're not going to vote on rules or anything like that. I said these are the rules, and there were certain things that were going to be allowed and certain things that were not going to be allowed. So, like, the things that we would allow are things that were not going to change. Like what was happening after that, like the next player's turn. So, like, if you forgot to take your money, sure, take your money, right? That's not going to change what the next guy's doing. Maybe you forgot to roll your technology, so go ahead and roll your technology. But I stated very, very specifically the things that were not going to be allowed, and that was movement. You could not move your units, and you could not replace your units. Once your units were placed and your movement was done, you could still move them, you could still change things, you could still do other things. You couldn't, of course, go back and do combat movement, because your combat is over, right? But there were certain things that you could do. But once you rang the bell, we had a bell in each corner. Once you rang that bell, your turn was over, and those certain things could not be changed. So even if the other players had agreed around the table, you know what, let's let this slide, let's let them move to 12, I would have said no, and I would have done so, because it wouldn't have been fair to everyone else there, and it would have been a strike against our event that we had up here if we did not run it in a certain manner like that. Like, you have to give everybody the same opportunity to win the game. And so if you allowed Japan to redo their thing after you expressly 24 hours earlier said you can't do that, and then you say, yeah, you know what, we're going to allow it, well, then you're giving him a better chance to win and his teammates a better chance to win, and you're taking away the other guy's chance to win. And not only that, but like, I may have a lot of flaws, but one of them is not my ethics. So that was not going to be an issue. My ethics were not going to get in the way of how I did my job as the rules guy. Now, I had a really good strategy, and I was winning the game, and so much so that we stopped the game for over an hour while everybody went and had their meetings about how they were going to beat General Hand Grenade, because of the strategy that I employed. And they kicked me out and took over the board and talked about what they were going to do. Long story short, I would have had a much better chance to win the game if Tokyo survived than if Tokyo had fallen. So for me to make a ruling that Tokyo should survive would have given me a better chance to win. And if I had gone on to win, then that would have been a tainted victory. Like, that would have been bullshit. If I was any of the other players there, I would have been angry about that. So that was not an option to do. And that was all on me. Don't blame any of the other players there. Like, of course, the Japanese player has to own his mistake. I lost my capital. At the very same time, my capital was exposed. And like they took a run at it, but I managed to save it. He didn't manage to take it. And then a couple of turns later, my capital did fall, Moscow. Like that's what happens. Players are looking for you to make a mistake when you're playing against that high level of competition. So if you're planning on coming to our event in the future, know that you're not playing in your mummy's basement, okay? Know that you're going up against some of the best competition that you will ever play in Global War 1936. That's the way it is. Bring your A game because we want you to screw up. You know, we unless you're my teammate, I want you to make a mistake, and so does everybody else there. And we're not going to care if you're too tired, or if you're hungry, or if the sun's in your eyes, or any other reason. I make mistakes, you make mistakes. It's likely if you make a bad mistake, you're not going to win the tournament, but that's your problem, okay? So anyway, blame me if you think that was unfair, but our tournament and everybody's chance to win and playing a fair game, it comes first, not saving somebody's capital, and that's just the way it is. So please stop these comments online about how we should have done this or we should have done that. What we did do was follow the rules and give everybody an equal chance to win. Anyway, so John, get a hold of me, and I'll get your prize off to you. And thanks again for playing, and thanks for everybody else for playing, and thanks to all the guys that showed up for their efforts, and especially thanks to Panzer King for his efforts. Like he did an extraordinary job. So take care, everyone. General Hand Grenade out.